Good morning, this is Cecil Blues. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Darkest Dungeon. We are going to face the veteran level hag boss today, and we're going to do so with a team featuring a Hellion, a marginally insane flagellant, a gravedigger, and a Vestal. I think it's going to be a strong team. My only concern, I've switched out a few of the skills here on Alex, on our Hellion, and so she's got some heavy bleed resistance, and she's heavily invested in being in position 1, with Iron Swan and Bleed Out only working from position 1. So if she gets moved out of position, that's going to be very inconvenient for us. She doesn't have any movement skills, so it takes several turns to get her back into position. That's my only concern. Let's go ahead and just dive in. I don't have any upgrades I want to make to the town right now. We've got some stuff going on in the sanitarium already. We've got people in some stress relief. So all in all, we're in good shape. The infestation is still 0. It is taking quite some time to rebuild. So I'm a little surprised. We may get a small amount of blood on this one. We may not. Doesn't really matter. What was the reward there? Is a mantra of fasting. This is okay. It's a new Crimson Curse trinket. 33% max HP if Crimson Cursed, wasting, and plus speed if wasting. Huh. That's an interesting trinket. I don't know that I'll ever use it. Sounds dangerous, but at least if we get into a situation where we don't have blood to use, the person isn't like exceptionally weak. Okay. I think I'm satisfied with how I've got all our skills set up. Yes. 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 Okay, skills are all perfect. Now we're gonna take a full load of food here, and of course this will be the run that I find non-stop rotting corpses to find food from. We'll still only take 2 keys. We'll bring 2 extra shovels, and I don't want to risk running out of torches on a boss fight. Blight is going to be a concern. Bandaging less of a concern, but still possible. I don't know what else she might do. Getting thrown in the pot is not something you can resist, so loading up on holy waters I don't think is going to help us out. Alright, let's leave the rest of our space open in the inventory.
Horticulturalism and its role in various arcane practices impressed me greatly. My licentious impulse gave way to a genuine professional respect, and together we began to plant, harvest, and brew.
So we still have some construction going on next door. Occasionally you may hear some banging or some shouting muffled through the walls of the house, but I'm rather impressed at the volume they speak at out there. I mean, I guess they're probably talking over... I don't know. I have no idea what they're talking over. Let's head east into this one dead room. I don't imagine the boss would be there, but I mean, it could be.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
It's not unthinkable. I'm concerned that our flagellant will march forward occasionally, throwing our Hellion out of position. Punish. Let's go after the tenacious crone with that. And blood was just spraying out of her face, and then we will bleed out the front dog, which okay, they're done. And then we can pick to the face the other one. I mentioned I put some high damage trinkets on my my heroes. She is going to not quite bleed to death, so we'll use a judgment on her. That will put her in death's range, and 1-turn combats, that's what I like to see. Already overflowed a stack of gold. Alright, this is worthwhile. I shouldn't have let our light get down like this, and I see no reason not to raise it up so that we can get the extra dodge chance. So, let's try and pick up the kill on the dog. Perfect. Curse of Vulnerability is dangerous. Puts her marked, which could affect us for Tree Branch Smackdown. I'm not actually sure. But we are going to go for the Reclaim instead. 1 extra damage. Bleed out. Let's get that giant bleed ticking. And then try... Oh, stun resist, 70% stun resistant. Let's stun there, even though that's not a kill. Or even though that's going to cause a kill anyway. Yeah, there's Tree Branch Smackdown, but it hits the guy we'd like it to hit. Except for he... yeah. He fears no burden. He can't act, though. Maybe we are going to step forward 1 position. And then he can reclaim his health at the beginning of the next turn. Or maybe our Vestal will take care of it. I mean, what else is she doing? We're going to bleed out again just because I mean, it's an effective bleed. Yeah, I was kind of worried about that. No problem, though. Now bleeding for 13 damage. Pretty sure we can pick up the kill this way. And then we can top off our Hellion with a nice strong heal. Maybe not top off, but she can Adrenaline Rush herself as well. That was actually a huge heal. I did not expect that to be that large. Totally worth it. So, lots of good loot here. I'm not going to bother cleansing that, but I will drink this holy water just for the hell of it to take this ruby. And then we will open this treasure chest because we're never coming back this way again. And inside we find some things that stack, but some things that do not. The emerald is more valuable than the onyx, but that's more valuable than the jade, so let's do that. I mean, the tapestry is, of course, the most valuable thing in my inventory at the moment. We're going to leave the deeds behind for now. Deeds are starting to become less necessary. They're still good. In fact, like the addition of the districts absolutely makes heirlooms still have value in the later part of the game. But depending on how we are cruising along, we may want to have like just abandon them and let it just be passively absorbed as we complete missions. Oh, I regret kind of leaving those deeds behind now, but I mean, still, like, we can't fit any of this in our inventory. All of it is overflow, but what we have I kind of like, so we're gonna move on. This is gonna be a low loot run, I think.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed.
Okay, we don't want to camp early. That's the other thing we don't want to do. I forgot to move. Alright, well, let's make sure this dog dies. Oh, now I want to do something else. Oh, this is disastrous. We can pick to the face, which is a guaranteed kill. Or the dog dies in 2 turns. So maybe we just let the dog die. He'll get a rapid rush, which caused a bleed, but that's not too serious. We can still, if it bleeds the giant, which is fine. Her damage is less potent in this position. Okay, Flagellant doesn't want any healing, that's fine. I think he might not be able to Tree Branch Smackdown from a position like that. So that may benefit us slightly. Well, for a moment it benefited us slightly. Okay, he's wounding people. I think that's actually fine. We'll stack up bleeds on him, lower his resistance to bleeds. We'll just start creaming into him here as hard as we can. I don't actually like the phrasing that I just used there, so let's pretend I didn't say it. We are going to beat him off. No, that's not right either. That's not what I wanted to say. Okay, so Flagellant, how would you like to get most of your health back this turn? I don't know if this can get a kill. It seems unlikely that it could get a kill. There we go. Can we crit? We can't crit, but that didn't matter. It got most of the health back anyway. Let's apply some to everybody.
The bigger the beast.
Good. All right. I'm sad a little bit. Loot is always fun to get, but we are here to kill a boss. That's our primary goal. Alright, doesn't matter which dog we kill, the corpses don't get left behind. They're gonna shuffle around when they use Rapid Rush. They're gonna unfairly crit us. We'll hit that one back there.
Slowly, gently.
The biggest trick we have right now is that I keep forgetting to move our Hellion, she won't be able to attack the front row. Oh, whiff. I think you go healing. Wow, that was impressive. Come on, unfair crits. Maybe should have went for the one that hadn't acted yet. But my thinking was that our Hellion... Oh, it switched places. Okay. I mean, I've had better situations.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
So what do you say the chances are of finding a second emerald? Maybe we don't need the bandages right now. Let's just take another stack of gold. And let's drink from the fountain. It's a little bit of stress relief. Not as much as they need, of course. This map, very large, given what we've encountered so far. It might be fairly uneventful, though, from this point forward. We want to keep remembering to keep our torch up. Well, that would have been a use. Can we burn these? I wonder. No. All right. I'm moving on. I know that you do wrap your hands in bandages to deal with the mummy. I just threw away my bandages, and it just leads to any random treasure, which could help us out if we run into another. Okay, if we run into any more blockages, we're gonna wish that we had more bandage. Well, we're not gonna wish we had more bandages, but I kind of see where my brain was going there. We would wish that we had more bandages to have a chance to have more shovels.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
So what do you figure? She figures she's to the left or to the right? She really could be either for us. And I don't know if you noticed coming up here, we appear to have a blockage. That is real not cool. Do you have a shovel inside you, Mr. Beast? You do not.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Got a shovel in here? Nope. Well then. Dig through it with your hands.
You must rely on flesh.
Yikes.
Indefatigable purpose.
Okay, let's get a double scout here. That would be super helpful. Yeah, no stress, please. We're kind of in a bad place. Let's kill this one. Did not do enough damage. Okay. Ah, nice iron swan to open things out. Yeah, that's good. His stress going up is bad news, but also good news. We are going to spread the healing out a bit here. He's going to take a couple of Rend to the Marks, which will allow him to hopefully open up next turn with a Restoration that hits pretty hard. Ooh! I'm glad I get to decide what he does this turn. Did he... I mean, he healed, but he just didn't heal very well. Let's finish off the Enchantress. And we'll try and put health straight in there. Good, alright. And do you want to if it bleeds? I think we want to if it bleeds. So that we don't nerf her damage at this moment. So he's going to probably take a couple of giant hits here. Which is fine. He'll be able to restore most of that at the beginning of the next turn. This will bleed... This fungal grabber is going to bleed to death at the start of its turn. And then we get to restore health. Oh, just taunting everyone. Very low damage, but lots of healing. It's okay. We have a high level bleed. We'll combine that with if bleed out. So now it is a 12-point bleed, which will kill it on its turn. We also can try and heal. Success. Alright, replacement torch. Some more deeds. Portraits we will leave behind. Scouting. Hey. Guess what I'm not going to spend a shovel on? And not by shovel, I mean key. Okay, things are going to get interesting. We have another obstacle. Thank God we have so much food. I'm not going to dig into this at the moment. We're going to walk past it. Ha 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 ha. Okay, someone else use a torch then if he's going to be all weird about it. There's a trap. Anyone a good trap person? Good. We're gonna want to camp here. Here's what I'm thinking. We camp in this room. We consume some food.
A spark without kindling.
Oh, they're someone's hungry. And then, do we have a way to prevent nighttime ambush? So we start with this. Nobody has a mortality debuff, so that's not as good. Good, 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 good. No disease, right? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and do Battle Trance. And now we have 3 positions left. I say we try and encourage someone who's got high stress, but isn't crazy, right? Like if I had done that with our Flagellant, he might have denied the stress relief. So we won't get ambushed. We have 2 empty spaces. We're going to create a 3rd empty space when we enter this room and use the key. And that allows us to pick up all of those. And we're just going to go out the other direction. We don't want... or we don't need to fight that stuff. We don't have a key. It's true that may not be a treasure chest room. We're going to walk past this again. And we will use the medicinal herbs here. It got us additional food.
Are often low on supplies.
I'm going to throw away our remaining medicinal herbs. I'm going to use one of them just for the hell of it. And then we'll throw away the remaining ones to take the food with us. We'll be getting an additional space here from our torch in just a moment. If you don't have a key for that, they're always trapped. So, no traps in this hallway. We do have a combat coming up. There is a extra inventory space, so any loot that we get from these guys should hopefully be beneficial. And let's apply a bleed there. Let's go for an Iron Swan kill.
Fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
This couldn't possibly get a kill. This guy dies in 2 turns from bleeding. Let's hit that and then use a judgment to try and pick up the kill. That was successful. As far as action economy, I think that was the right call. Blanket fire, though it causes stress? No, it just debuffs us. Slice and dice is dodged. Pretty satisfied with the outcome.
Precision.
Alright, that thing's dead as well. We can spend all of our remaining actions, if we get any, on curative moves. So we'll buff. We'll go ahead and do Toxin Trickery, because why not? And we can even do a little bit of AoE healing that is not actually going to help anyone, is it? Okay, little tiny amount of help for our Vestal. There's a journal page, which we can't fit into our inventory. And we are more food. And, oh, we had a whole stack of gold I wasn't aware of. Okay. Good. Alright, we are probably going to wind up throwing that anti-venom away at the next time we are tempted by delicious, delicious money. Or a shovel. I mean, I could be tempted by a shovel. I want this towering ectoplasm gone as soon as possible. So let's bleed this out. I don't know why a big bowl full of jelly gets to bleed, but can we stun it? No, not really. These guys maybe, though. Flatulent getting marked is no skin off my nose. That is exactly who I'd like to be getting attacked. Slime Smack, less useful. Oh, and it stunned our most valuable unit. That is, I mean, don't let our grave robber hear that. We will... Okay, Iron Swan deals up to 21 damage. If it bleeds, we'll deal... not... You know, let's try for the Iron Swan. It was a low chance of working, but... Rain of Blight. Maybe we'll have a use for a little bit of our anti-venom. If we don't want to use Toxin Trickery, that is. That bleeds to death this turn, so let's stun the artillery.
A victory.
They slide into the front now. This will cause them to do that. Let's kill this one. We'll have one extra turn to deal with the other one. Applying a bleed to a stunned target is always makes me happy, but well, let's bleed out. Why take chances? Top everyone's health off. And more gold and treasure.
So too will resistance.
As I said, the next time delicious money tempts us, a shovel would be very tempting. Alright, no shovels. So, we're gonna get stressed out here, and there's nothing I can do about it. This could cause them to break. Okay, no one broke. We're gonna be skipping this. Oh, no, don't dig there, honey. Now you have the worries. That is not ideal. Take a double torch there. I had let it fall a little bit too low. This did allow us to surprise our enemies. Make sure to deal with this stress dealer. 100%. That is... You know what? I think we can judgment to get rid of that one. I think that was worth the risk. It wasn't worth the risk, okay? Let's see if it bleeds then. Alright, we could have had two things dead, but our Vestal had to go and screw it up. I'd say we're pretty fine here, though. Do you go... Let's go there. We can, if it bleeds again... Ooh, tempting to just clear our bleed. No, let's... If it bleeds, get the kill. Yeah, this is what I was concerned about. Is now we'll get that kill and we won't be able to heal.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Alright, what are we talking here? We got one more room with combat. This is the last room where she's got bonus damage, so that's sad news. Towering ectoplasm needs to go down first. And then...
A devastating blow.
She may be able to pick this up with a bleed out. Not quite, I don't think. 9 damage. That's too bad. But it will die at the beginning of next turn. I mean, we could judgment. Ensure its death.
The flesh is knit.
The flesh is mint? Did he just say the flesh is mint? Like did he taste it? I find this a dubious analysis. I've never tasted flesh of a minty, persuasion. I mean, different flesh tastes different, depending on what you eat, but never minty. That's just absurd. Chocolatey sometimes. A little bit of spice, perhaps, but minty? No, that's just crazy talk. The escape cloud, luckily was resisted. I was gonna say it comes one turn, or one action point too late to be cleansed by Adrenaline Rush. Let's go ahead with those heals. Alright, I mean, yeah, sure, he doesn't want them, that's fine. He's not suffering too bad.
Well struck.
Good. That is gonna bleed to death? No, it's not, so we'll kill it.
Low and driven into the
I'd
mud.
say we've been getting pretty lucky with gems on this one. The amount of money we have in our inventory right now is fairly absurd. I thought this was going to be a low loot run, and instead it's turning out to be a good loot run. Let's eat. I don't think we're going to have enough hunger checks to be in any risk. He's full, yeah, or did he just... Yeah, you're full. Anyone else need any food? Alright, we're going to toss these 2. Take that, and then we're going to search the tent. We found a map. Great. We've already uncovered everything, I think. Actually, no, we hadn't. Why didn't it show us what was in this hallway? What a terrible map. You should be ashamed of yourself, map.
May we find victory.
Especially since there was a trap here. Guys, learn how to read maps. Alright, I don't think we can eat anymore. So we're just gonna have to go in how we are. We'll torch, and we'll head in. We can put out our torch to try and, like, really, exaggerate our return here.
Twisted and maniacal.
Alright, 99 health is actually not that, risky here. We're in good shape. The fact that we got this many people to go first is awesome. Stun resistance way too high to do anything about, so we will Judgment instead. If our Hellion gets to go, I am going to be so pleased. No luck. Who's going in the pot? The Hellion's going in the pot. That's fine. That's fine. She'll come back out in the front row, so that's okay. And let's stop wounding each other. At what point do we want to put out the torch? Maybe next turn? At the start of next turn? We're gonna season our flagellant, that's no problem. No, don't taunt anyone. I think we're just gonna Judgment. Yeah, and then we'll, she'll take an action here. Season to perfection, which is going to cause a little bit of stress, I think. And then we will put out our torch at the start of the next turn.
Secrets and wonders can be found
in
the most corners of this place.
Let's get that kill. Oh yeah, she's done. Yeah, boo-hoo-hoo, the pain.
Leave her corpse to rot.
There we go.
Consumed by the spores she spawned.
So we picked up a blueprint. I doubt that had anything to do with the light level we left at. I don't actually know if it improved our loot at all. So there's a blood charm. Here, eat something. Oh, you guys earned it. You earned a little bit of a snack. It's totally cool. Alright. Then we take the blood charm. I think that's it, right? Like, blood charm or the archer's ring are worth more than the 300 gold, but not worth more than anything else in our inventory right now. So let's head back. Oh, I hit continue adventure anyway. All right, let's head back to town and see what we got. What is it, about 30,000? Just under, yeah. 30,000 gold for a boss run. That's not normal. Normally when I do boss runs, they are low profit. And we have our first rank 5 hero. So whoever said that Houdini here needed some time off, he's got it. He's going to get to take a rest. I might even put him in for some stress relief. Alex is going to get some disease treatment. This has been a good run.
All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning, a thirst for
I haven't been able to hear the construction with my headphones on, so I hope you haven't been able to hear it through the microphone. So we'll clear the worries. That's one we want to get rid of. We will deal with... Oh, okay, not going to get whipped because someone else is busy getting whipped. That's fine. But let's put some other people in stress relief here. Yeah, these guys could still use it, so. Yeah, totally worth it. There is more stress relieving that needs to go on. It does make me like kind of think that the puppet theater is still a good thing. Oh no, I already have the puppet theater built. Has it been working? These guys' stress seems like it's not going down at the speed I would like. I wonder if it'll affect Houdini. If his stress will just go down to 0. Idle stress relief in town by 10 per week. Alright, well we'll see how that works over time. We have 2 blueprints currently. What is the next thing we're likely to be able to afford? We don't want to bother with the Red Hook. You know, not right now. The bank might not be a bad opportunity for us. That'll start generating gold. The sooner you get that done, the better. Cartographer's Camp, also good. But we would need an excessive amount of crests, and we don't have that at the moment. Granary, that's a good buff. Sanguine Vintners as well. House of the Yellow, yeah, and then we got all these like things that buff our classes. They're all good. They're all neat, but they all like are so expensive that they're basically not gonna come in handy until it's too late. And we're really like, we're moving through this. We still have, yeah, a fair amount of bosses to fight. We've got 5 bosses to fight at this level, and then 6 more, Darkest Dungeon and the Courtyard, so definitely plenty of time still. Do we want to go to the Weald and trigger another Caregivers Convention? Probably. What's our levels at here? We don't want to cause these guys to level up, though. Want to be a little bit cautious. So maybe a team like... I take Dismas and Punk and Anzure there. That's an alright team. So we'll get those guys outfitted and go on a journey. We will also pick up the Manslayer's Ring, which can be pretty good for fighting humans, which is exceptionally powerful for when we get jumped by Wolf and his gang of thugs. That'll be powerful, because we know everything in that fight will be human. Also, when we're fighting certain bosses that we know are going to be humanoid, like the Swine Prince, that's very, very good damage bonus. Alright, anyway, I am going to wrap up this episode. I hope you're enjoying the series. I hope that the sounds of construction have not been bothering you, and we'll be back tomorrow with another episode, going to try and push forward here in the Weald. We'll uncover another boss here very shortly. Whether or not we'll fight that right away, don't know, but we are starting to push more heroes up into the champion range. Another boss might do it. Well, we'll find out. Alright, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time.